I made a mistake with the RX7. If you have to store your car on a ramp for a long period of time, and you know it's going to be a long period of time, make sure you take your seats out. Let me explain. As you all know, the floor of the RX7 is quite rusty. This needs welding. I've got to cut this out and weld it. The problem with that is on the other side of this, directly on the other side of this, is a layer of insulation or sound deadening and the carpet. I'm pretty sure most of you can see where this is going now. My problem is, obviously, when you cut and weld, you make a lot of sparks and quite often set things on fire. So I need to move the carpet out of the way. And to do that, I need to take the seats out. Let me show you the problem. There's a sight I've not seen for a while. The top of the RX7. So, the problem I've got is, as I say, the seats are in the way of me removing the carpet. To take the seats out, I need to open the door. First world problems, my ramp is in the way. Now, if this was a normal coupe or four-seater or whatever, that'd be less of an issue because you just open the boot. This, I can't do that. But my saving grace is this is a convertible, so we can take it out through the roof. However, there's no battery on the car, so I have to do the manual release of the roof to be able to lower the roof. Now, what I'm actually going to do today is remove the roof completely because it has holes in it. So if anybody doesn't remember, that's what my roof looks like on both sides. There's a couple of sort of patches there. The glass itself is actually in pretty good shape. So I might be able to get it retrimmed and reuse the original glass. I don't know. The target up's in pretty good nick as well. Just need to give it a clean because it's been in here a while. Roof off, seats out through the gap that I've then created, and then I can peel the carpet back and we can have the car welded. And then once it's welded and I've done all the underbody protection, which you've seen me do previously, we're ready to actually start putting it back together. Now, I think that's going to be slow going because everything for this thing is expensive. So if anybody wants to sponsor me, you know where I am. So, yeah, roof off, seats out, and that's pretty much going to be this video. It's not going to be a long one. It's, I don't know whether the camera will pick that up. Actually, you can probably, I don't know whether you'll make that out of the window. Yeah, there you go. It snowed last night, so it's pretty damn cold. So I'm not going to be out here forever because it's far too cold to be hanging out here. Not sure how much of the time-lapse actually caught this because the camera moved, but underneath the passenger seat was this Banzai magazine from Japfest Silverstone, May 2018. The show guide that came with the show. I'm fairly sure I was at this event, but I was just flicking through it, and they've got a drift weekender here from Rockingham for Drift Cup. And Mr. Colgate's in here in his S14, which I do believe he still owns. But yeah, I thought that was rather interesting. I'm going to have a quick flick through, see if there's anything else interesting in here, and then I'm going to pull the driver's seat out. That's both seats out. Interestingly, you can see here, this sort of folds down and bolts at the front, and same on the passenger side. On the driver's side, it does it on that side, but not on this side. It's completely different. Now, I don't know whether that was to accommodate the exhaust and the floor, because obviously the floor is a different shape on this side to this side. So I would assume it was to accommodate the exhaust or something like that, because you can see it's quite a lot wider under there than under there. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but that's that. So next job, we're going to get this roof out. Now, I know I need to take off this plastic, and then I believe it's those two bolts there, and then there's one I think that resides behind that plastic there. So I think I have to do that on that side, and then there's some trim bits across the back underneath, and then like 6 bolts, something like that, and then this whole frame just lifts out, which also means it's then out of my way for anything else. But more importantly, this needs doing anyway, so I figured I may as well do it now since I'm inside the car, as it were. So yeah, let's get it out. Was a lot more work than I was expecting. I didn't realise, and the guide that I watched, which I will link in the description, didn't realise that slid out. So you'll have seen me get the grinder out to cut part of the roof because it's got a metal frame in it. I didn't need to do that. I just needed to wiggle it a little bit and it came free. I thought the captive nut was seized. So that was a waste of my time. The roof itself was just brittle everywhere. Like, it just disintegrated as I pulled it apart. It's down here now, but you can see here, it just, look, that's the actual fabric of the roof. You can see there, you can see the texture on it. And it just crumbled as I started taking it apart. So this wasn't going to last much longer. The upside is I've discovered these are the drain tubes. So this is where the hole sort of that was here had been funneling everything into here. So I think that's the stock location anyway, and it just sort of drains through here. But unlike the MX-5, it's accessible. So this is completely serviceable. So that just pulls out. It's literally just a rubber grommet down there, as you can see, right down there. And this literally just pulls out. So after undersealing, just put that back in. If I push that further down and go underneath the car, you can see exactly where it comes out. So I can make sure that that is clear when we underseal the car, and that should function properly. And I can make sure that that's clean and clear and everything. What I am surprised by is how much room there is back here. I know the spare wheels sat on there, but there's just a lot of room back here compared to where the cabin is. So you can see where you get 4 seats from in the coupe version, and obviously the glass comes all the way down towards the back. But yeah, loads of room for a cage potentially, but we'll see what that's like when we get there. 5 internet points if you can tell me what car that steering wheel's from. Yeah, that's it for this video. Like I said, it was a short video today because as you can see, it's fucking cold and it's still snowing and now it's getting dark. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to get warm, and then the next video for this thing is welding, which I'm not doing. I have just realised that the carpet is still in place, but the carpet is just a case of removing the sort of plastic door sill trims and then peeling it up. I might have to take the centre console out a little bit, but yeah, we're basically there. So that I don't need to go any further with that. I had debated taking the carpet out completely, but I think I want to retain as much drivability as I can until I put a full cage in, which I keep toying with the idea, but I think I might worry about that after I've got it on the road, because then I can just take it to wherever it's having its cage done. So yeah, I don't need to worry about that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.